Hello and welcome back to another bloody good waffle. Yes, it's that time again, that time where I waffle any old bollocks into the camera for your viewing pleasure. Yes, it's been a bloody long time since I've done a waffle. You know, I've just been, I'm on school holidays, for crying out loud. School holidays for any dads or mums out there who knows exactly what this means. It's just, it's been like Armageddon in my home for the past, 4 to 5 weeks. I don't even know what the date is. I don't even know what the time is. I have no idea. It just seems like their holidays are getting longer and longer and longer. And I'm sure, teachers and the government do this on purpose just to drive us a little bit mad, Seeing us now, we're not killing ourselves via smoking, they're looking for other ways to drive us into an early grave, and increased summer holidays is definitely a win-win for them because, oh my God, it's so bad. Like the other day we was having a family dinner, do you know what I mean? And the Wi-Fi just cut off, and then one of the kids started talking, and I didn't even know who the fuck he was, It's just, things have just gone crazy, But anyway, what have I got coming up for review? I've got lots coming up for review, and I started well last week. I think I did 4 reviews last week. I was really trying to hammer through them, and then one of my boys got sick, unfortunately. Ended up with a viral infection which turned bacterial, so we ended up in hospital, and it was an horror story going in hospital overnight with him. And I'd never done an overnight with one of my kids in like a children's ward before. I would not recommend it to anybody, and for those parents who've obviously been in the same situation, luckily he's fine, he's good now, but to be in that sort of situation and hearing kids unwell and unhappy and in pain and things like that, it's just, hate it. But I've still got lots to try and hammer through. I've got, what have I got here? I've got an RDA here, which is quite cool, from Malaysia, called the Flowered, which is really nice actually. It's been getting some great feedback from guys who's using it. I like it, it's nice, it's a kind of like a low profile RDA, single or dual coil build, no squonking pin yet for all you guys going, does it squonk? But it's nice. I'll be reviewing that in the next week or two. I've got on here, look what I got, eh? I got a Geppetto Intarsia here, which was bought for me for like a late belated birthday present. So I'll be reviewing that, of course. It's one of them mods though that half of you, or maybe 3/4 of you, or maybe even 15/16 will not be able to get their grubby little mitts on, unfortunately, but it's still worth having a look at. And on top, this is the right Polish connection I've got going on here. On top, I've got the Hussar RTA, which is also getting a lot of positive press at the moment, and it's also a bit like the IDA concept that I've just reviewed, that I've just put it's got a lot of different options coming out for it: single coil, dual coil, large, small, medium tanks, different top caps, all that sort of stuff. So it's like an accessory heaven for all you guys and gals out there who just like loads of bits and bobs, and yeah, it's a great flavour, and it's a great vape as well. Lovely jubbly. What else? This thing. I got sent this from Friday Morning. Friday Morning they did that original sort of ATI checker, the resistance checker on a build sort of desk, that was cloned by the 521 tab, which has caused all sorts of controversy on my Facebook group. But the Friday Morning, look, this 3D printed thing, dual battery, okay, so it can go up to 200 watt on the SXJ 350. And yeah, camo green, this one. It looks like a fucking midget's lunchbox. It's incredible. Look at that. It's just, wow. Sort of like a walkie-talkie or a mobile phone if you was in fucking Afghanistan. It's just absolutely nuts. I think, yes, the Friday Morning Mustang Essex. There's 2 versions, a 75 watt single battery version, I believe, and then the dual battery version that's here that goes up to 200 watt with that latest firmware from the SXJ boys. I think Todd's reviewed a couple of the Friday Morning mods in the past, and I watched one of his a few weeks ago, and the packaging that you get for this, the presentation, where is it? Let me just lean over here. As you can see, I'm wearing my pyjama bottoms because it's a lazy day. The packaging's unbelievable, and it is like something you'll get off of sort of like Apple. It's so well presented. It's just incredible. Really, really nice indeed. But the mod, fucking looking forward to reviewing that. What else have I got here? I've also got this, which is the Magnus Ghost from I can't remember the name of the company. Sorry guys, I will get it for the review, don't worry about that. This uses a star plat on it, 18650, stabilised wood. It's like a 3-piece, and it's very, very reminiscent to the Black Rose Evo 18650. You know, you've got that 3-piece top section here, the bottom section there, and you've got that front metal plate with the Mytech switch and the buttons and blah blah blah. Aluminium faceplate on this, but it uses a different board. Its layout is a little bit different, so I'm kind of going to allow it. You know, at first, when I first opened the box, I thought, fuck, right off, that looks like the Evo. But, you know, with a different board and, you know, it's got some differences, so I am going to allow it, you know. But as long as it ain't got Black Rose Evo on it, and as long as it ain't taking the complete piss, then I'll let it sneak through in this day and age. You know, there's a lot more to worry about now than what looks like what and what have you and blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit, really, anymore. As long as it ain't a fucking direct rip-off on account of it, I don't give a fuck, so. And on top of it, I've got the new Squape XS, but it's not. It's actually the Squape Extreme, but I was sent the new tank, so this is proper lowered it. So the one I like the Squape Extreme. You know, I know there was a few people out there who weren't too savvy with it compared to their other ones, but I liked it, and I liked the idea behind it and the twists and the turns and all the stuff like that, and I get great flavour out of it, and you know. But I just thought it was too fucking big. It was just too fucking big. You know, like the KFM 5, it's just too fucking big. But they've sent me their smaller tank now, and I'm much more happy with it. I think it looks great now. I can live with it. I can stick it on my mods and not feel like, you know, it's a fucking walking stick or something like that. I do like a Squape. It's very nice indeed. What else? I've got loads to catch up on. I've also got, okay, here we go. Now, Todd recently reviewed these. I've been seen to be going through this little thing with Todd lately where he's kind of getting the same stuff as I'm kind of getting, you know, and it's sort of like now, sort of like a cat and mouse game to who reviews it quickest, because then the guy behind has to either go, you know, the similar sort of review or just not bother doing it review at all. Well, I have to do them, you know, I'm not like as powerful as Todd. You know, Todd can do those videos in the vlog where he goes, I'm not going to review it, I'm going to throw it in the fucking bin, fuck you. And people just go, okay. I do that and I get all sorts of shit. So, you know, if Todd gets out a review before me, I still have to kind of follow up with a review and then get told that I'm just copying Todd. Which I do, don't tell him. You know, I just watch his and change the words around. But I've got the Moko. Anyway, squonking stuff. Now, I've never really kind of been into squonking stuff, but in all honesty, the reason why I've never kind of been into it, because when I first started getting into squonking, there wasn't a lot of offer. There wasn't a lot of different things, you know what I mean? There wasn't a huge amount to choose from. Now the atomizers are kind of coming with BF pins as standard, you know, different sort of atomizers, different sort of mods themselves, you know, they've really sort of hit. This past 6 to 8 months, you know, Skronking's really sort of took off, and a lot more variation of products are coming out, a lot of really nice stuff as well, you know, so it's kind of, it's piqued my interest again, and I've wanted to start to get into it, and I've been enjoying vaping with the Moku, or the Moku, and I've got the new Satburn dripper on the top with a BF pin, which is kind of nice. So I've been enjoying that. I've got the regulated DNA 41 here, which is a Delrin, and I've also got the 3D printed mech box here, you know, which a lot of squonkers really like mechs. You know, we've got this big sort of Frankie stuff going on at the moment with the old Frankenskull box mods, which everybody's losing their shit over, you know. So you know, mech squonking is sort of like a bit hip now. It's a bit sort of like flash. So you know, we've got the mech one here as well. I will be giving the mech one away on this channel, not on my Facebook group. It's about time I gave you lot something, you know. You still keep coming back, even though half the shit I review, half of you sort of like can't get or don't like or think's too expensive. You still keep coming back, you still keep supporting me, so I'm going to throw this one out for you. You know, I'm going to keep the regulated one for a bit because I'm enjoying that one, and you know, I don't build low enough to really get the benefit out of mechs, but this one will be going to one of you lot out there. So, you know, keep your eyes and ears peeled for the reviews of them. They're coming in the next week or two. You know, I'm not going to give you a definite because I never know a definite. I never know what's going to happen next week, especially with work and my kids. You know, they always throw in fucking bombshells at me every fucking week. So, you know. And like I said, I've got the new Sapburn dripper on the top there, so I'll be taking a look at that. I haven't seen many reviews of that yet, so we shall see. So I've got quite a bit of stuff, you know, and more stuff coming in. I know that Concho Mods are sending me their new DNA Junior, which is the DNA 75. You know, I don't know if you remember his stuff like the Predator and stuff like that. Kind of like a Jep style, Elite style thing with the old sort of grips around the side. But he's sending me the DNA Junior. I think there's something coming from Katasia Mods again, or the 4th Legion, the Bote or something I think I've got on its way. So there's a few bits and pieces that have still coming to me. You know, I've still got some extra bits coming for the Hussar, to do the review on that. I've got the dual coil, I've got the single coil deck on it, I've got the sort of the nano kit, I've got like a big kit but with only a stainless steel tank, so they're sending me a different tank. There's loads of different bits for them, so you know, once I've got sort of the collection that I can show you all the different parts that you can get, then I'll do the review on that, and then obviously the Floud as well. So yeah, quite a few bits coming up, you know. Like I said, I was doing well last week when I got them 4 reviews out, and then obviously I had a sickness in the in one of the little kids, in one of the brood, so that kind of set me back a bit. You know, he was off of like sort of, he goes to sort of like a play thing during the weeks, you know, but he's been off them, so he's been at home the whole time, you know, daddy, so I've been playing PlayStation and trying to fill in work while he's asleep and stuff like that, so it's been absolute murder. They'll be going back to school soon, you know, please God, you know, love them, all of them, but when they're all around, it's Christ, I age quick, and you know, I've been putting on weight as well from it, because you just eat when kids are around, you just eat, you know, and you know, hence as you can see there, I've been sort of dabbling in burger building at the moment. It's been sort of like a new hobby of mine, creating sort of interesting, intricate sort of burgers. You know, and a lot of guys on my Facebook group are into their burgers as well, and we're thinking about having a burger building championship. Sad, I know, but when you get to my age, you start to look for things to take your mind off things. So, and this one here, you know, this one I call the Warrior, and it's kind of a loose based off the TGI Friday Warrior burger. You know, you've got 2 8-ounce in there, you've got some mozzarella sticks, you've got some caramelised onions, mushrooms, you know, you've got 2 types of cheese. So, you know, it's quite a big beast as well, you know, and if you can eat that in one sitting. I was planning on losing like 2 stone this year. You know, I've only got 3 to lose now, so there we go. You know, but I've worked it out, you know, to make myself look thinner. I've started hanging around with a lot more fat people, and that seems to be working for now. So we'll see, you know, we'll see what happens with the old burger competitions that I've got coming up. Take a quick glass now. Another thing I've seen a lot recently, especially on social media, you know, and especially with what I do. I mean, I get a lot of messages going, Damien, love your reviews and all that, which is really nice, and thank you for all that. But why don't I review the more affordable mid-range stuff, you know? And I'll give the same answer again. You know, you've got so many great guys already doing it, you know, and probably better than I can do it. It takes a lot of work to study everything and know what's coming out and stuff like that. And if I started doing both high end and sort of mid range to low tech, that means even more work, even more research, even more studying, even more talking to modders, even more sort of interaction with that sort of style that I just don't have the time. And I'm really into the sort of high end stuff. But lately, the high end sort of users, fans, as you would call them, have kind of been sort of a bit, I don't know, getting a bit annoyed and bored with it all. And you know, it's happening a lot. I mean, we've been hit with so much stuff lately from the TPD, the FDA, and all that sort of stuff. You know, and more affordable, great gear is coming out. I mean, look at the Vape Droid that I reviewed, I believe last week. You know, that people have been getting sort of a bit more, I don't know, just a bit bored with the high-end stuff, and are very negative on it. And it's been happening a lot lately, especially on the sort of high-end groups that I'm involved in. And it is a shame, you know, that, I mean, we've been at this for a long time now. Oh, I want to hit the microphone. We've been at this a long time now, so I can see why, you know, the disillusionment has been sort of happening. But there's still some great stuff coming out. There's still the modders working their arse off. You know, they've just showcasing America's just happened, which I know went down a storm. You know, Vape Fest went down a storm, which has had a lot of high-end gear there. You know, so it is quite a shame to see a lot of disillusionment in the high-end game at the moment. You know, of course, you'll always get your sort of new guys coming in. But you know, the sort of the old school OGs have kind of lost sort of a bit of the flavour for it, and I think it's a shame, you know. And it has made me think, you know, should I start doing a bit more mid to low range stuff as well? But then the amount of work that has to go into doing this, you know, I mean, I'm still shocked how Todd does as much as he does, you know. Vaping Biker, I mean, Dean does so much work, you know. I mean, Vaping with Vic, you know, loads, constant reviews, 3-4 a week. It's just, wow, so much work to do. And if I actually started doing the same similar stuff as they were doing, then Christ, I wouldn't have time to work and earn any money. I wouldn't have time to you know, get annoyed by my kids and just let them sort of send me to an early grave. So, you know, I'm kind of going to stick to what I'm doing, you know. But like I did with the Droid was a nice eye-opener. There is stuff that can feel and look and act like high-end gear but not actually have a high-end price, and I really do not mind reviewing that sort of stuff, you know. It's a nice eye-opener, that was. Let's take a quick blast here. Supporting my Ideal Home Show t-shirt today. Fucking yeah, you know what I'm saying, you know. And I've even got some stickers. They call them vinyls. Stickers. They sent me some. I was kind of like, I did a show with them recently, you know, and I kept seeing all these people posting their Ideal Home Show stickers, and I hadn't got any, so I put a post up in their group. I was basically like, oi boys, what's fucking going on, do you know what I mean? And they sent me some, and my son, my 3-year-old, found them and hid them, the bastard. So I hadn't found them, and my wife didn't tell me, so I'm sitting there going, I can't believe they ain't sent me no stickers. And it turned out there was a big conspiracy going on in my house where they were actually, my wife thought she'd binned them, my son thought he'd keep them for himself, and I was none the wiser, just thinking, boys have fucking let me down. But no, good old boys sent me a t-shirt, which I'm rocking here. So make sure you watch the Ideal Home Show, only on the Home page and the Ideal Home Show YouTube, every Thursday night at 9 o'clock. I will put the link in the description, because I know how much those guys love a bit of press. So yeah, you know, great guys, great show. So, you know, I usually talk about them, or I'm on the show every now and then. So give them a watch. You know, it's kind of like Plumes but with Hazard, but a lot more polite, with sort of better grammar. So there you go. What else has been going on? Juice reviews. I don't do juice reviews. I don't. So for all you vendors out there who claim, you know, I've been watching your YouTube channel, I love your reviews, would love you to do some juice reviews. A, stop lying, because if you've been watching my reviews, you know I don't do juice reviews. And B, stop wasting your time. I don't do juice reviews. Juice reviews, and this is no detriment to anyone who does them, are stupid. You know, I mean, I like Marmite. I think Marmite's lovely. I'd have Marmite for days on fucking everything. But I know at least half a dozen people who live near me who fucking detest the stuff. You know, so the only thing you can do on a juice review and go, oh, well, it tastes like Marmite. You know, you can't really explain whether it's good, whether it's bad. Just, you know, I mean, it tastes like Marmite. So I don't do juice reviews. I've never understood them. I did them back in the day a little bit with safer vapors, but then even I thought when I was doing it, this is just stupid, you know. And like I said, no detriment to you guys that do juice reviews. I'm sure, you know, there's people that find benefit out of them, but for me, I just think it's a waste of time and it's a waste of energy, and it's kind of just like advertising anyway, you know, pure advertising. And so for all those vendors out there, stop sending me requests for juice, because I will not review it. I will not, you know. Occasionally, you know, if somebody wants to send me some juice, you know what I mean, if I like it, I might talk about it in a waffle like this on a vlog and go, oh, I've been vaping this, it's quite nice, you know, like I do with a lot of Wooty's stuff. I just got some of his corn. Here we go again. Oh, dropping things left, right and centre. Corn porn, which is quite nice, you know. I did enjoy that. I got a bottle of that at Vape Fest. And I like his Kiss Tard, but I vape mainly Vaping King stuff, you know, light summer slurps, light slime. It's kind of, I've been sort of like loyal to that guy, and he always makes great flavours for me, so that's kind of mostly what I vape. But occasionally I'll get something nice and I'll vape the shit out of it until it's gone, and then I'll go back to Vaping King stuff. So no need to send me juice reviews, and no need to try and butter me up at the beginning of the email going, oh, watch your reviews, I think they're great, and I'd love you to review it. Because if you did watch my fucking reviews, then you would know there's not one juice review on this fucking channel. So therefore, you're either just pillow talking me, lip servicing me, or you've confused me with Todd again. Right, because I got an email the other week saying, "Hi Todd, would you mind reviewing?" I was just, you fucking, do you know what I mean? Do I look like Todd? Wah, wah. Sorry, mate. I don't know if you saw Todd's vlog, not the one he's just done, the one before that, and he was explaining how a connector worked on a mod, and just in the middle of the vlog, it was glorious. It was glorious. It was even like in slow motion. I saw he was about to do it, and I thought he was going to do it, and he just went, "It's like this." He just started doing that on his video. I thought, well, we're not going to stop hearing about that for a little while now, and I'm sure there's been some videos and stuff. Well, Martin Vickery did a nice little sort of MC Hammer tribute with it in there, and you know, it's just fucking perfect. So yeah, good old Todd always gets a laugh out of me. Anyway, it always makes me laugh. So. Yeah, so no juice reviews. I just don't do them. Not interested. So what else? Well, I think that's about it. I haven't got much funny stuff that's happened over this summer holidays. I mean, it's been, like I said, it's been hectic, it's been crazy. It's, you know, I had that stuff in the hospital which wasn't funny in the slightest, apart from the fact that my boy Seth, right, he's 6 years old, and he's kind of got the build of a gnome, right? He's right skinny. I don't know if you ever saw Legend, the film by Ridley Scott, you know, with the little thing with the ears, and like half-naked boy called the Gump, yeah? I call Seth the Gump. He's sort of really skinny with this little belly, you know what I mean? But we've gone in there and he's had to take this blood test, right? Which ain't nice experience for an adult, let alone for a kid of 6. And it took basically 3 nurses and 1 doctor to kind of pin him down. The kid he'd fucking lost his shit. I'm sitting there with like a Where's Wally book right over his face like that, so he can't see where the needle's going in, right? Because that's the bit that does you, innit? You know, the pain's bearable, but when you're watching the bastard, that does their little minds in. So I'm sitting there with a book like that, and he's snuck a look, and he's just gone. He's just bolted up, and he's "Why are you doing this to me? Why are you trying to kill me? Why are you trying to kill me?" And I'm just going, chill out, a little bit embarrassed because I'm his dad, you know, and the nurses are sort of like all freaking out and trying to pin him down. And this kid must weigh as much as a fucking top cat, right? And yet they could not fucking get him to like chill out and sort it out and get this needle in his arm. So something that would have taken about 5 or 6 minutes took nearly like 45 minutes because he just hulked out in this chair. And, you know, I was a little bit proud as well. I thought, cool, he's strong for a little gump, isn't he? But, you know, God bless, it had to be done. But it was, in a way, funny. I know that sounds cruel. It was just funny because I know him and I know he's like the little dot of the family and he's the little scrawny, little silly one. You know, the others got good builds on him, but he's so skinny. The fact, though, that when he hulked out, they couldn't sort of pin him down. It was just absolutely incredible. It was really quite funny indeed. Right, I've got some bad jokes here. I've got some nasty jokes. Now, the same guy who sent me the tikka masala the last time I did a waffle also sent me some Frazzles. Now remember the Frazzles, the crisps? They're like them bacon crisps, yeah, that just get crumbs and sweaty and sticky, nasty everywhere, yeah? I've got some Frazzles. So I'm going to try the Frazzles. And it does, it smells like Frazzles. It smells like greasy bacon. So I've got the Snapdragon here with a fresh build in it. I've got the Frazzles. I've got it on the Army Midget lunchbox. So let's... Gosh, making me hungry. My 4 stone. Put that in there. Okay. Airflow open. Let's double up the airflow on it, shall we? In your own time, Dame. Let's do this. Frazzles. Ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. It's just making me want a bacon sandwich, to be honest. 5 stone. Fucking hell, what have I become? Somebody actually put on a comment on YouTube the other day and he went, "What's happened to you? You used to be skinny." I'm waiting for somebody to go, weren't you the guy in Safer Vapors? You know, the one with the skinny one. Let's try again. Yeah, that ain't too bad, that. That ain't too bad. It tastes like Frazzles. Oh, I like Frazzles. Maybe you should, now because I've got this kind of new build and this new sort of love for fucking dirty food, maybe you should come up with somebody a salad flavour. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, my wife actually, she sent me a message the other week. She went, do you want something for lunch? I went, yeah. And she went, okay. And then she messaged me back up. She went, do you want something on your salad? And I just messaged back. I went, yeah, chips. You know, I didn't get chips on it. She made me this salad. Fuck, it just tastes like garden. Do you know what I mean? It's like I've gone outside with a plate and picked some shit off the fucking shrubbery and just ate it. I feel like Watership Down, the cunt. Oh dear, bless her. She does try. Frazzles. Tastes alright. Tastes alright. Can't remember who sent it. I think it might have been Jason who sent me this stuff. The tikka masala weren't as nice as this. Did taste like tikka masala. I like tikka masala. That's not. Oh, stop it. But yeah, Frazzles. No, not a problem on the Frazzles. I can live with Frazzles. So there we go. There's Frazzles. That's not definitely the best of the worst. It's a bit cloudy. So yeah, there we go. You know, that's it for today's waffle. Hope I didn't go off on too many tangents there. You know, I'm a little bit live-o. I've had about fucking 6 coffees today, and a bottle of Lucozade. I ain't on a promise. So there we go. You know, so thank you very much for watching this waffle, and I will see you probably in about 6 months' time on the next one. Stay safe.